In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do a bodyweight hip thrust on a bench. Now, this is the beginner version of this exercise. We're going to be nailing the fundamentals of the exercise. There's going to be no weight or resistance in this tutorial. One of the key things with this exercise is getting the setup and position right. So to make sure that we are targeting the right muscles, you should be feeling this in the hamstrings and your glutes. You may feel a little bit of quadriceps, but you're looking to feel the bulk of the exercise in the back of your thigh and also your glutes. So I want you to just take a little look here at just this part of the bench, this lip of the bench here. This is really important because just underneath my shoulder blades are going to be in contact with this lip of the bench. We'll come to that a little bit later. So I'm going to start off in a seated position. Feet are pointing directly forwards and I've got my feet just wider than hip width apart. My hands go to either side of the bench and I start walking away from the bench until I'm in a position where just the underneath of my shoulder blades is now in contact with this bench. In terms of foot position, I'm still wider than hip width apart. I've still got my feet pointing forwards. Now, for some people doing this exercise, they get a little bit of neck strain, so the neck flexors start to become really tight. If that's you, you can actually, because we're doing body weight and we've not got a dumbbell or any resistance, you can put your hands behind your head, completely relax your neck, and then focus just on the bulk of the movement. So chest always stays facing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to bring my hips up, big squeeze of the glutes, slowly back down, but always keeping my chest facing up. Now, once you've got the down and the up part of the movement nailed, you then have one more thing to do, which is a pelvic tilt at the top of the motion. So I'm going to do this really slowly. You're going to bring your hips down. As you bring them up, you're going to bring them directly up towards the ceiling and just start to tuck your tailbone in. That's really going to emphasize the glutes and a gluteal contraction when you're doing your hip thrusts. So that's coming directly up with the hips and then pelvic tilt, trying to tuck my tailbone in. Imagine with your hips, you're trying to point them in the direction of your upper body. So as opposed to this, I'm tilting my pelvis at the top, trying to create that extra bit of contraction in the glutes. And of course, that'll feed through to hamstrings as well. That's how to do a bodyweight hip thrust, and you would repeat that for your desired amount of sets and reps.